Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome into the Phoenix Sports Podcast. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcast, and leave us a 5-star review. You know me. It's your girl,
DJ Mackie P.
And the one, the only, Sean DePaz.
Yo.
Shawnee.
Maggie.
How was your week?
I mean, hectic as always.
Been a little crazy.
But it was pretty good. I don't know if you heard, but the Arizona Diamondbacks are a motherfucking wagon.
Woo!
It's
the
the fucking
first time.
Yas, baby. Yeah, it's
Since 2017.
Yep.
NLDS.
It's been pretty fun. So I've had a pretty good week. How about you?
Yeah, my week has been amazing. Can't complain about the Diamondbacks making it to the NLDS. Playoff baseball has my heart forever and always. And the fact that I have a team to actually cheer for is like the best thing in the world. Because I haven't had one of those in a long time.
I haven't either, actually.
So super stoked about that. I also went to a concert last night, which was very fun.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a quick shout out to a listener of the pod, actually, David. David was the one that got us tickets because he is a fan of the show. And I appreciate that very much, David. So thank you for the tickets last night. That was so great. I felt like, is this like my peak moment? Like, have I peaked right now? Like, I'm getting concert tickets for free because someone likes my podcast. Like,
it's pretty nice life. Pretty nice life.
Crazy. So that was fun. But yeah, it's been a great week. We've got lots to talk about. And I mean a lot. We're going to do Coyotes, Suns, D-backs, Cardinals, ASU. We got it all coming to you. Are you excited for the show?
Very. Always.
I'm excited too. I feel like we need to like pump the energy up. I don't know. I'm feeling like excited and I feel
I feel like the energy will come once we start talking about the Arizona Diamondbacks.
This is true. Want to give a shout out to everyone in the comments. What's up, Groundhog Mama, Charles Woodall Pike, Connor, Roaring Fork, Chris, Ryan. Chris is actually live in studio again. This is what, 2 straight weeks of having Chris here. I think Chris just lives here now. This is Chris's home. I love to see it. Roaring Fork saying, I don't know if we'll be able to handle Mac if the D-backs lose to the Dodgers. Listen, I'm going apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic.
If the D-backs lose to the Dodgers, we're gonna hear me go in on the Dodgers in a second. So I'm gonna need them to back up what I'm about to say because
I was gonna say be careful.
I'm not emotionally prepared for that, so we're not even gonna go there because that's not happening. I'm manifesting the Diamondbacks absolutely destroying the Dodgers because that's all my mental health can really take right now.
I understand that.
Before we get to the D-backs, though, we've got a couple things to discuss around the Valley. The Coyotes announced that they will be broadcasting 81 of 82 games on Antenna TV in a partnership with Scripps Sports, which also runs on ABC 15. The deal is a little confusing, I'm not going to lie. Our very own Craig Morgan has written 2 articles now, one after talking with the owner of the Coyotes, Alex Morello, and Javier Gutierrez, who is the CEO, and I still don't understand.
Yeah, media deals are always a little confusing.
Yeah. So if you have an antenna TV or a TV that connects to cable or you have Cox, you will be able to watch the games for free in both Arizona, including Tucson, as well as Utah, which I didn't realize that our TV signals go to Utah, but they do. So you'll be able to watch the games for free. As of right now, there is no option for DirecTV, People, or what's the other option? Dish,
Verizon.
Yeah, there's no option for you guys to watch the game as of right now. However, one thing that I did find interesting that Javier said when he was talking to Craig is that they are working on a direct-to-consumer streaming option, which is interesting because we've actually seen a couple teams already, basketball and hockey, come out in the offseason saying that they are offering that to their fans this season, including the Las Vegas Golden Knights, reigning Stanley Cup champions. They are going to be streaming their games on an app that they have created, and they'll also be available to their fans in a streaming platform online. So it is possible. It is something that is happening. The Knights are doing it. However, the Coyotes have said that they have not started their direct-to-consumer option yet, but it is possible, so that gives me hope. I think it'll be exciting if it does happen, when and if it does happen. I believe, considering that DirecTV people and other people besides Cox and Antenna people can't watch the games right now, they might want to get that done sooner rather than later.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, the thing that's exciting about it for me is just that it seems like it is going to make the games more accessible ultimately. Like, obviously, certain people won't, but like the ability to go get an antenna. I mean, like the Suns obviously recently provided people with free antennas,
which is awesome.
Yeah, and like if the Coyotes were to do something like that too, who knows? But like, I think ultimately it will make the game more accessible. And then, I mean, the Utah thing is just wild to me. Like, I guess spread the brand a little bit, but ultimately it sounds like good news. And so I'm happy that we're getting like any sort of positive Arizona Coyotes news.
Yeah, absolutely. Free and accessible games is always great. I think the writing was kind of on the wall after the Suns and Mercury
100%.
walked away from their contract with Bally's. So I think that was kind of assumed that the Coyotes would try to do something similar, just because Bally's is no longer operational in Arizona. So I'm happy that the games will be broadcasted in some capacity, because we honestly didn't know what that situation was going to look like for a long time. We're like, what are the Coyotes doing with their TV games?
Yeah, no, yeah, and obviously the season is right around the corner next week.
Yeah,
so
this deal was done at the 11th hour.
Yeah, there was not a whole lot of time, so it was definitely getting down to it. But
yes,
we got an answer finally, so that's good.
And also, for anyone wondering, the ESPN Plus games will still be blacked out in this market, so that is not an option either. DirecTV and Dish people, I don't know what to tell you. I'm very sorry.
Get an antenna.
Get an antenna. Yeah. You apparently can order them from Amazon. I didn't know this. Listen, I'm going to be fully transparent. I am 26 years old. I don't know how antenna television works. When I think of antenna television, I think of like climbing out on my balcony and having to stick like an antenna.
Why do you embarrass yourself on a public forum like this?
Like, how does that, like, what, is it just in the TV?
What? It's an antenna that you plug into your TV. Like,
you just plug it in inside?
Yes. It's not like a dish.
Why would I know that? Why would I ever know that? I have Amazon Fire TV.
Because you've been around since the mid-fucking 90s, Michaela? What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, whatever. I live in the year 2023. I don't know what to tell you, but excited for the Coyotes to get that TV deal done. And for everyone in the chat, we are going to be moving on to D-backs really soon, so hold on. But before we get there, I'm just glazing over this antenna TV thing. We're just moving on. Sean is shocked and gooped and gagged.
You did that to yourself, though. Like, I
don't know how time zones work. Like, are we really shocked here? Listen, I genuinely am so book smart.
No, disappointed.
Like,
you're not even from Arizona. Like, if you were from Arizona and you said, I don't know how time zones work, I'd be like, okay, well, we grew up somewhere that like just said F the rules of, daylight savings time and stuff. But like, you're from somewhere that actually,
smart, you guys, like, I promise. But when it comes to just like some life things, like street smarts, it's not great, but it's okay. I'm working on it actively. Speaking of free antennas, you already mentioned it, but the Suns gave free antennas out in the Valley for people to watch their games because they have a new television partner. They are going to be broadcasting games locally here in the Valley, and Matt Ishbia just continues to collect W's. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I think, I don't want to jinx it, but he might be the best owner, one of the best owners in pro sports, because this week it was announced that Matt Ishbia was going to be investing $100 million in a new project in the Phoenix Warehouse District that will be new facility offices for the Phoenix Suns and Mercury staff, as well as the state-of-the-art WNBA practice facility for the Phoenix Mercury. Holy dub. Just another one. He announced that he was going to be retiring Amari Stoudemire and Sean Marion's number. He gave away free antennas. He's building new staff facilities and a state-of-the-art practice facility for the Mercury. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say he's the best owner yet because not a single game has been played and you got to win for any of this shit to really matter, in my opinion. But as far as what he can do so far, like, he is doing more than I think anybody could have reasonably expected from a new owner to come in. Like, and the fact that he is just doing things that are not only right, but like what the fans want, like giving Amari Stoudemire and Sean Marion that level of respect, giving the Phoenix Mercury this level of respect, and investing in them in a similar way that he's investing in the Suns. Like, it is, like I said, all you could ask for from a new owner so far, only however many months into his tenure, especially when you consider where this organization was in terms of ownership prior.
Yeah.
It is, you know, you could have been average and just been a massive improvement on the previous regime, but he so far has gone above and beyond. And so it is, I don't know, it's a pretty damn good time to be a Suns fan and a Merc fan.
It's going to be a giant facility. It's 123,000 square foot development. It's going to be south of Footprint Center. About 65,000 square feet is going to be the staff business side, and then 58,000 square feet is going to be for the Mercury's practice facility. And the project is set to be finished by the start of the 2024 WNBA season. So they're going to get moving on this thing.
Yeah.
It's going to go up quick, which is awesome. The Mercury facility will have 2 practice courts, 10 baskets, a dedicated kitchen and chef, its own fitness rooms, hot and cold pools, underwater treadmills, film area, family lounge. Like, this thing's going to be legit.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited about it because I think WNBA is incredible, and it is proven when you invest in it, you see a return.
Yeah, 100%.
You see it with the Las Vegas Aces. You see it with the Liberty. It's happening all around the league. And so I'm glad that we're not going to be falling behind that trend in Phoenix, and we're going to be on the train with the rest of the league, keeping up with the standards and actually above the standards, in my opinion.
Especially at a time like this when they're about to get someone who's going to be like one of the next young stars in the WNBA at a time when the WNBA itself is expanding, announcing 2 expansion franchises yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was yesterday. Portland and the Bay Area. Like, it is, I mean, women's basketball is like clearly just like on the way up. I don't know, like, if you paid any attention to what was going on in terms of March Madness with the women, like it was electric. And now those stars are going to be one of them is going to be like, whether it's Beckers or Angel Reese or Kayla Clark, one of them is going to be
Angel Reese and
son. What?
A Mercury, you mean?
Or Mercury, yeah. What were you saying?
Give me Angel Reese and a Mercury jersey.
Oh, I'll take any of them. Or Haley Van Lith. Any of them. I'll take any of them. They're all like big stars. And so the fact that Ishbia is investing in them the way they clearly deserve at a time when they clearly need it is very exciting.
It's really cool to see. So exciting Coyotes news, exciting Mercury and Suns news. Somebody asked, I live in Virginia Beach. Where do I get the Coyotes games? Sir, I don't even know where to get the Coyotes games in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, some of them will be on ESPN Plus.
I don't know how to work in television or antenna TVs. So.
Yeah, some of them will be on ESPN Plus because you're not here, so you don't have to worry about the blackouts.
Yeah.
Does NHL not have like NHL TV?
I'm not really sure, to be quite honest. I don't know too much. I know recently they announced kind of like their own red zone type of thing that they're going to be doing with John Butcher Gross. That's going to be an electric factory. I cannot wait for it.
That's going to be really cool.
And I love Butcher Gross.
Scroll up one more time, Jacob, producer Faj. Ted saying hopefully Ishbia doesn't listen too much to Isaiah Thomas. That's pretty much the only downside right now. And he said Ishbia is making me have faith in pro team owners again. Yeah, we genuinely could not ask for a better owner at this point. I've been blown away by everything that Ishbia has done so far and probably will continue to do. You know, one TV service that I can rely on?
Who?
Fubo.
True.
Fubo's got me hooked up anytime that I need it because they have 140 plus live channels of sports, shows, movies, and news. You can stream live TV from any device. I can watch my Arizona State Sun Devils because they carry the Pac-12 network. I can watch the Cardinals because they have NFL Network and all of the other local stations that I need to watch the Cardinals. They've got it all, and you guys need to click the link in our description right now and sign up for Fubo TV. There's really no better way to watch TV, Sean.
No, I love it. It fuels my Sundays with Red Zone.
Yep. Red Zone is the best way to watch football.
It was how I was watching all of my D-backs games and Coyotes games at the end of last season. It's just nice knowing that you have one thing that you could trust, that you could trust the quality. I don't have to worry about buffering on some alternative streaming platforms. I love Fubo.
Yeah, absolutely. You can start watching immediately with a free trial. No contract, no cable, no hassle. Just sign up and start watching. Plus, you'll get 1,000 hours of cloud DVR included at no extra charge. Like I said, click the link in our description or scan the QR code on your screen right now. Watch all your favorite college football and the NFL with Fubo. Go to FuboTV.com/PHNX to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. Sean, the Arizona Diamondbacks.
They're a motherfucking wagon.
The Yoffs.
The motherfucking Yoffs.
Holy shizamawuts. The Diamondbacks are in the NLDS for the first time since 2017. Their sweep of the Brewers in the Wild Card Series was their first multiple game playoff series win since 2007. Fire me up. Not only did they beat the Brewers, but they beat the Brewers ass.
The brakes off the Brewers.
It was an electric series. They swept the Brewers, which I just like watching those two games ignited like so much passion in my soul that I forgot I had, because it's been so long since I've seen a team that I love be successful like that in a playoff
Ryan Braun.
Yeah. Also, that one was for you, Ryan Braun. Suck it.
Don't juice.
It was so satisfying.
Or do juice, because you clearly get the benefit from it.
Yeah.
Everyone should juice, because then you beat teams in the playoffs.
It was just incredible to watch. I loved every second of it. They made me panic at times.
Oh, yeah.
There were a
it's
couple-
the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's not going to be easy.
There was a couple times where I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, yeah.
Oh, no.
Again, it's the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's not going to be easy. I mean, they started both games off at deficits. Obviously, they went down 3-0
Yes.
game one, 2-0 in game two. And yeah, as Chris said off screen, they're the answer backs. That's what they do, which was really encouraging, because it felt like the old Arizona, like, and by the old Arizona Diamondbacks, I mean like first half of the season Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yes.
And like that was when this team seemed unstoppable. And if you're getting that in this postseason, it is going to be it's going to be a problem for some of these teams they got to play.
Yeah, it was really awesome to watch the series for multiple reasons. They never gave up. They never backed down. They never surrendered. The bats were alive. The bullpen was
Unbelievable. Like God tier, best in baseball level. Quite literally could not be better than what their bullpen was.
Was shooketh to my core watching the bullpen go out there. I had so much confidence in the bullpen, and I can't remember the last time I said that out loud.
I mean, the bullpen has been great at parts this year, but not that. Like, not shut it down, no earned runs over 2 games in the playoffs on the road level good. Like, that was genuinely, like, is God tier bullpen performance. They're the reason that the Diamondbacks won both of these games. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of reasons, right? It doesn't happen without the offense either, but the bullpen's performance is why it was the most important factor in them winning these games, without a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And in game one, Brandon Pfaadt got the start, and he only went 2 2/3 innings. So the bullpen had no choice. Like, the bullpen had to come out and be locked down.
Especially in game one, 100%.
I don't know if we might have the stats, the bullpen stats, possibly, maybe. If we do, that would be amazing. But if not, that's okay. So in game one, Brandon Pfaadt only pitched 2 2/3 inning. It wasn't great, but he only gave up 3 earned runs, so it wasn't terrible. He kept us alive. And then I just want everyone to pay attention really quick to the earned runs category. 0 0 0 0 0 0. Fired me up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullpen pitchers, which is not necessarily ideal, because that's using a lot of bullpen pitchers in game one. But on the bright side, 0 earned runs.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the usage is concerned, that's why you have a guy like Zach Gallen starting the next day. But
yes,
yeah, I mean, it was dominant. I mean, Brandon Pfaadt was not good really at all. I mean, he was good at times. He just had a lot going on the base pass, but he ultimately was like, he did enough to keep them alive. Like, it could have been a lot worse over the 2 2/3 that Brandon Pfaadt pitched. And then the bullpen came in and essentially shut it down. Ryan Nelson was not good either. He let 3 guys get on base, I believe, but then a point that Torey made after the game on a number of occasions was that, like, this is what you have teammates for, is to pick you up. And then Ryan Thompson, Tita, and Kevin motherfucking Ginkel came in and shut it down after and saved the game. And then obviously Paul Sewald came in. He did his Paul Sewald thing. He hit somebody and got him on base. And you saw it, but as I keep saying, this is the Paul Sewald experience. This is what you sign up for. You go to SeaWorld because, you know, there's whales. Sure, there's a chance that a whale drags a trainer.
You're going to have to, at SeaWorld, you just have to endure watching the whales that have been kept in terrible conditions.
Well, I was going to say, like, there's always a danger. No.
I had no idea where you were going.
What I was trying to get at is that with Paul Sewald or with SeaWorld, there's always a danger that a trainer is going to get grabbed by her ponytail by a whale and dragged to the bottom of the pool. And that's what happens with Paul Sewald. Like, there's always a danger that shit's going to get real scary. But that's kind of what makes it fun.
Was by her ponytails and drag us to the bottom of the pool.
Sometimes, because you got all this joy, you think it's all good, and then all of a sudden he hits somebody and then he walks somebody else. And you're like, oh God, we're going to lose this game. But Paul Sewald's like, nope, psych, I lied. It's fun to be alive.
This is a terrible analogy.
He's the epitome of the meme. Call an ambulance.
But not for me.
Oh, this is a terrible analogy.
That was a great analogy.
Yeah, so we needed that from the 6 bullpen pitchers that came in to save Brandon Pfaadt.
Kevin Ginkel is such a madman, as they're
He's
saying.
madman.
He laughed in a mad. He struck out after the second inning, struck someone out, hopped let them out. Ha ha!
Yeah, that was awesome.
Like
He
a
laughed.
crazy person.
Laughed in the face of the Brewers.
Awesome. It was so much fun.
So good. And then, like you said, when you have 6 bullpen pitchers go the day before, you got to bring in someone that can give you a lot of innings, and that's exactly what Zach Gallen did.
Yep.
Zach Gallen was a beast out there. He pitched 6 innings with 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He said after the game, which we have the clip we'll play shortly, that he just had to give them a chance to win, and that's exactly what he did. He kept them in the game. He gave them 6 really great innings of baseball, and then the bullpen came in and did their thing. I think the bullpen was a little bit shakier in game 2. I don't really agree with the decision to put Kevin Ginkel back out there after he had already pitched the game before, and I think that showed. I don't think he was as locked down as he was in game 2 as he was in game 1. But the bullpen still did it. 0 earned runs yet again from the bullpen. We only used 4 this time. And the best part of this is the fact that they got this done in 2 games. They didn't have to go to Merrill Kelly, who is at times their best pitcher on the roster. Saved him to be able to go in game 1 against the Dodgers, which is crucial because they're going against Clayton Kershaw in game 1, which we'll talk about in a second. Doesn't really scare me because Clayton Kershaw chokes. I got my claws coming out. You guys get ready for this.
My problem with you is that you talk all this shit and you're never the one that has to answer for it. Because you don't got to get on D-back show this week.
Did you not see what happened to my Twitter account when I talked shit and got absolutely destroyed for 2 weeks?
Happened one time.
No, I am held accountable all the time. People keep receipts, and I learned that the hard way. Anyways.
You're still out here talking shit.
It's okay. It's what I'm best at. So really exciting that Zach Gallen was able to deliver that performance for the Diamondbacks. And I just was so ecstatic watching that series. It gave me so much faith in this team. They were clicking on every single level. They looked unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, as Chris is mumbling off, the Connect team was a dangerous team, like Torey said. And I mean, they weren't perfect by any means, and the Brewers are by no means the most dangerous team in these playoffs. They do not really have an offense to speak of. And I mean, the starting pitching, obviously, Flott wasn't good in game 1. But again, he did enough. Zach did not start that game off well at all. He's the reason they started down 2-0. But obviously bounced back. Like you mentioned, Ginkel came out and was not good. But it was basically the same thing as game 1, where you had one guy who just clearly was not on, but you had someone come in afterwards. Shout out Andrew Frank, to pick him up. Better call Saul. And yeah, it is like, it really does feel like you said, they feel connected. Like there's always someone to pick someone up. On the offensive side, in game 1, Tommy Pham went 0 for 5. I think Lourdes went 0 for. He might have had 1 hit.
I think he did.
Like some of the older guys on that roster didn't do anything, and then they all came through in big moments in game 2. Like everyone was there to pick each other up.
Yeah,
and you have definitely not seen that at points this season. There is a lot of times during the dark days when everyone was bad. It kind of felt like it was like a domino effect.
Yeah. Like
and it to the feeling around this team right now, obviously, again, Brewers very different from who they're going to have to play in the Los Angeles Dodgers, but it does feel like this team is like a team that will not be denied.
Yeah.
A team of destiny, and I love it.
I have never had more confidence in this team than I have in this moment. Watching them play the Brewers, I was like, if they play like this throughout the rest of the playoffs, there's no telling what this team could do. Like, I was so happy watching
they're going to have to play better than they played against the Brewers. Like, you're not going to get away with the bad starts that you did against the Brewers with the Dodgers.
But I mean, they didn't give up after the bad starts. And that's what I mean.
But what I'm saying is the bad starts are going to be way worse against the Dodgers because the Brewers don't have an offense. If bad starts like that, when you're letting the bases get loaded early on against Mookie Betts, Freeman, and JD Martinez, it's going to get a lot worse. So they're going to have to play better. But I agree in the sense that, like, yeah, like it is a team that I have no reason to believe that they're not going to play better.
Yeah.
Like they're a team that is through these 2 games. They have risen to the occasion. They've done what they needed to do. They've picked each other up. And if they keep doing those kinds of things, then yeah, they're going to play better. They're going to rise to the occasion. And they're going to get a chance to play a game at Chase Field.
Yeah.
And who knows how that's going to change things for them. So
they only instilled faith. They did not make me doubt, which is great.
There's no reason to believe that they're going to go into this series and get embarrassed or not make it competitive or anything like that. I mean, there's always a reason to believe that things can go terribly wrong against the Dodgers. It's the fucking Los Angeles Dodgers. But as it stands right now, like, I feel as good as you. I feel like you realistically can against a team like, again, the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of expectations and doubts, Merrill Kelly met with the media after they had swept the Brewers, and he said something that I thought was interesting. So hit it, Faj.
But I think that's kind of been our MO all year. I don't think anybody at the beginning of the year predicted that we'd come even close to this. There's probably a lot of guys that didn't think we were a playoff team in general. So the fact that we're here, it just kind of touches on how good of a group we have. We're scrappy, we run, we put pressure on teams. We can pitch pretty well too. So at this point in the game, it's anybody's game. You guys have seen crazy stuff in the playoffs. I've seen crazy stuff in the playoffs. So obviously, don't count us out. We're here. So.
Don't count us out. And then he said, I don't think anybody at the beginning of the year predicted that we'd even come close to this. And I would just like to take accountability and say that I predicted the Diamondbacks winning like 69 games. Not making the playoffs.
Ridiculous.
That was, they won 74 last year.
Yeah, that makes
and there was no way they were worse than last year.
Yeah, they were. That's absurd.
I'd have to go back and check the records, but I did not have them doing this well.
I didn't know.
Maybe I said
I don't know if I ever actually made any kind of official prediction as to what I thought they were going to do. But I certainly did not. Like, if you had asked me, there's no way I was going to say that I thought they were going to win a series.
No.
Sean was with me on a show. I called them to be second in the division. I did call that.
Yeah.
But I had it flipped. I had Padres, D-backs, Dodgers.
Yeah. I think I had them
also seems
third.
ridiculous in hindsight. And obviously the Padres. But for us to ever sit here and dot the Dodgers, like, this is the worst team they've had in like a decade, and it's still the best team.
They still won 100 games.
It's still a 100-win team. Like, it's absurd. The Dodgers are very, very good. But as Merrill said in that video, like, this team's scrappy, dog. This team makes people uncomfortable. And so I don't know. Like, and we got a Dodgers fan in the chat. Love you, BC, talking about how they're going to get swept.
I do not love you, BC. Fucking go fly a kite.
No, BC's a supporter. BC's in D-Back chat all the time. Disrespectful. But
also, I just went back and fact checked. I had them winning 78 games.
Okay.
Sorry. And finishing third in the division.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Anyway, but like, as I said to y'all before we went live, anyone that thinks they know how this series is going to go is just lying. Like, it's the playoffs, the Dodgers. Because if you're a Dodgers fan and you're sitting here being like, this is the Dodgers, they're always good in the playoffs, then you haven't been watching the playoffs.
Lying to yourself.
They've got one ring over the last however many years, and it was a shortened season.
And it's a Mickey Mouse ring. Doesn't count.
And like, I love people. People are always like, you can't. A ring's a ring. The reality is that, like, in terms of baseball, when you're not like playing a shortened season versus playing 162 games is going to be a very different result. Like, especially for a team like the Dodgers that has some older guys. Like, if you don't have to play a full season and you're younger and fresher, of course you're going to be better. So that's not the case. Anyways.
Before we get too far down the Dodger path, because we're about to get there. But
I got worked up.
I'm just so, like, I counted them out. I was one of the doubters. I'm not going to lie. I did not have them making it to the playoffs. I did not have them finishing higher than third in the division. And I'm so happy to be proven wrong. Like, we can sit here and conjecture and make as many educated guesses based off stats and the information we have available, but we don't really know. And so if you're going to go out there and prove me wrong and make it to the NLDS, like, by all means, please prove me wrong. And I'm so happy they did. And I think it's happening earlier than I expected, which is great because this is giving so much good experience to the younger guys that are on the roster that is only going to help them moving forward because they will have been in this type of situation next season and the season after that. And so the more experience they can get under their belt, the better. And this is nothing but amazing. It's amazing for the city. It's amazing for the team. It's amazing for Torey Lovullo, who should have never had any doubts surrounding his position as the manager ever, point blank period. It's amazing for Mike Hazen, who just got extended as he should have. Thank God. I'm just so excited for this team. I'm so happy I was proven wrong. I think it's early, which is great. I'm not complaining about it being early, but I think they exceeded expectations.
Oh, no, they undoubtedly exceeded expectations in the organization.
Yeah.
I mean, we brought it up on a number of occasions throughout the season. We were there on opening day when they were in Los Angeles. We were at Chase Field, and Derek Hall said that, like, there was people projecting them to win 80-some games, and even that was like, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Like, even the president of the organization wasn't expecting them to be this successful. And that's what makes this team dangerous.
The team wasn't expecting them, or
exactly.
they booked a Guns N' Roses concert in Chase Field.
And they started the season with Madison Bumgarner and Zach Davies on the roster. They clearly were not prepared to be, like, at the start of the season, were not prepared to be competing in the postseason. And obviously those expectations changed. And again, that's what makes this team so dangerous. Is at this point, they have exceeded. This season is a W.
Yeah, they've got nothing to lose.
They could get swept by the Dodgers, and the season is a W.
It's a huge
and so
W.
at this point, it's like, they have nothing to lose. All the pressure is on the Los Angeles Dodgers, and
who choke.
And exactly. They are all fully aware of that, especially
right. Like, they choke against the D-backs, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, then it's like, we got a problem here, which you should already kind of think you have a problem here. But regardless,
I love it though. Let this count us out.
Yeah, like I think that's what makes this team dangerous, and I think this team is clearly embracing that role.
Merrill Kelly said it best. Before we move on to preview the Dodger series, I'm gonna leave you with this message from Torey Lovullo.
All right, are you fucking kidding me? Listen, this is part of the journey. We're not there yet. Let's enjoy it. Let's embrace it. Let's fucking party. And a connected team is a fucking dangerous team. We are fucking dangerous. Let's fucking party.
We are fucking dangerous.
Injected into my veins. Are you kidding me?
Fucking dangerous.
We are dangerous. A connected team is a dangerous team, and these Diamondbacks are connected. Suck it, Milwaukee. Suck it, Wisconsin. Suck it, Red and Braun.
What? Yeah, I guess. Fuck. I don't give a shit about the Brewers. I'm so past them.
Oh my God. Electric post-game speech, by the way. An all-timer from Torey Lovullo.
Yeah, no, I mean, I said it in the moment. Put that on a shirt. We're fucking dangerous.
Put it on a shirt. I am just so excited for this. Can't wait for this Dodgers series. And before we preview the series, Zach Gallen just dropped a bar casually.
Bars
post-game,
for days by this team.
And you all need to hear this. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opponent we're familiar with. It's a place we're familiar with. It's a good team. We've played in that environment with the crowds. They're packing the place out, so it'll be interesting to see, the playoff atmosphere. But I think we're excited. For us, I mean, if you're scared, stay home. That's kind of what we thought about. So, we're excited.
If you're scared, stay home.
Inject it into my veins. If you're scared, stay home.
Like that's what this team is all about, man. Like they're not afraid of anybody.
They're not afraid of anybody.
And so like I know everyone as far as the Dodgers are concerned, everyone thinks this is just this is sorry ass D-backs and we're gonna do what we always do. But this is not your sorry ass D-backs. This team is different. And again, the Dodgers are a very good team. They're going to be favored in every game they play for a reason. They should win this series. But that's again what makes this team so dangerous is that the Dodgers are the ones that are supposed to win. They're supposed to be good, and that's pressure that this Diamondbacks team does not have to face.
Nope, they've got nothing to lose. They're playing with fire in their gut. They're united. They are a team in every sense of the word, and that's dangerous. Like 100%. That should not ever be taken out. If people are saying that this is going to be an easy series, they've got another thing coming to them, especially because, and I think it was probably Connor Mormon in the chat who said this, they've got both Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen available for this series.
For four out of the five games if they need it. Yeah, it's kind of set up to be Mert Zach fought Mert Zach, which is obviously the best case scenario, right?
Best case scenario. That is the best pitching matchup they could have asked for.
And again, like can't not acknowledge the fact that Merrill Kelly is historically like just downright god awful against the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that's certainly concerning. Brandon Pfaadt, not good in game one and is still very young, and Zach Gallen has not been him. So like the odds are stacked against them for sure. 100%. But again, that's what makes the team dangerous.
But this isn't going to be a cakewalk for the Dodgers either.
Yeah, 100%.
Like this season, the Dodgers are 8-5 against the Diamondbacks. So the Diamondbacks have a 5-game losing or a 3-game disadvantage in that record against the Dodgers. But the D-backs were better than the Dodgers for 2.5 months of the season. They were ahead of the Dodgers in the standings.
Yeah, 100%.
So anything is possible. If you also look at the fact that the Dodgers pitching staff is not doing great. They're a little injury prone.
Yeah. And prison prone. Yeah, I mean, this is just, again, it's not the Dodgers team that you are used to, right? Like they've got Clayton Kershaw, who gets older by the year, and again, not great in the postseason.
All the time.
He's topping at 88 right now.
Yeah, like
he's topping at 88.
He's not the Clayton Kershaw that you grew up being afraid of.
He's old. He chokes. He's topping out at 88.
He's still Clayton Kershaw. Like he was competing for a Cy Young for a great portion of this year.
He still had a 2.45.
I don't care.
What's that?
He had a 2.45 this year.
Yeah, like he's still better than any of the Diamondbacks pitchers. This year he was. He also didn't play a full
smaller
season.
sample size. Yeah, that's just a very small sample size.
I mean, Merrill and Zach have been wildly inconsistent.
You need to turn this narrative around.
It's not. I mean, it's kind of the truth. Look at the numbers. But again, none of that matters in October. It's like all bets are off. So again, this team is dangerous, dog. It's not a team I would want to play by any means. All the pressure is on is on the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the injury update roster for the Dodgers, both the 10-day and the 15-day IL, it's riddled with pitchers. Mostly the 10-day is Yency Almonte, who is a relief pitcher. But then you've got Jimmy Nelson, Walker Buehler, Gus Farland, Tony Gonsolin, Jake Marisnick, Gavin Lux, Daniel Hudson, Dustin May. Alex
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those guys have been injured for a long, long time at this point.
Yeah. But it's not like we're going to win against their pitching weakness is what we can take advantage of, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, 100%. We were breaking it down on the Dodgers or on the D-backs show the other day. Like, when you look at them, they are a top 3 team in every facet of baseball, except for starting pitching, where they're one of the worst teams. So if you're looking for how the D-backs are going to win these games, it's to get out to a fast start against the starting pitchers, because the bullpen is not where you take advantage of this team. The bullpen is strong. And again, this is the Los Angeles Dodgers. Like, there's no such thing as a bad Dodgers player. That's just kind of the fact of the matter. Like, Clayton, or I keep bringing it up, Colton Wong, Ahmed Rosario were both downright bad players. Keegan Hernandez, bad players, negative WAR players before coming to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and now all of a sudden they're playing out of their minds. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. Everyone's good, but it's again, all bets are off in the postseason, and so listen, I'm going into this with hope. Because I do see a scenario in which the Arizona Diamondbacks win this series and go to the NLCS.
Yeah, absolutely. I also see a scenario where that happens, mostly if they can take advantage of the starting pitcher not being as good against the Dodgers, as well as Nicholas Batty said in the comments, the Dodgers can't contain the D-backs on the base pass.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. And I feel like you didn't
Will Smith
see
is poor defensively.
Yeah, you didn't see a whole lot of that in the first two, obviously in the 2 games against the Brewers. Like they were hitting home runs and stuff like that. You didn't see them create as much chaos on the base pass, which is also another thing that's scary. Like, if they're performing the way they did in those 2 games and they can get back to creating havoc, like it's gonna be a problem for the Dodgers. And the Dodgers are a very good defensive team, but that is not necessarily the case with their catcher. So especially
the D-backs can run like all over Will Smith, like Connor said.
So it is, again, I think all anything's possible.
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
cards are on the table.
This is definitely a winnable series for sure. And I also see a path forward for the D-backs making it to the NLCS, which would be absolutely wild. That would be the first time since
07.
07, yeah. That would be crazy.
Yeah. The Rockies.
Where they got swept by the Rockies.
Who then
got swept by the Red Sox.
Yep.
I think this is also a revenge game for the D-backs, because the last time they were in the NLDS, they did in fact play the Dodgers and they got swept by the Dodgers.
Yeah,
we all know what happened. We all know what happened.
This is a chance for them to exercise some demons too. Like, I mean, I obviously am a Bills fan, and the Bills had a situation where they were owned by the New England Patriots for like 20 years. And then they finally got good, and they met them in the playoffs, and they kicked their ass. And now it is the Buffalo Bills division. And like, I think we're getting into the Diamondbacks window, like we've been talking about. They're ahead of schedule, but we're going to get into a lot of these guys' primes, and which is so crazy to say.
It's so
like, we're
crazy.
talking, the best player on this team is not in his prime yet, and it's not like the bad team. Like, this could be big, obviously, for them to advance to the NLCS. But if they can find a way to exercise their demon, if Merrill comes out and shoves in game 1, like, you could be looking at it at kind of a new landscape in the NL West.
Yeah.
Going forward,
which would be great, because I'm so sick.
I mean, the Dodgers, again, they're always going to be there.
So sick.
They're always going to be there, because this team was not nearly as good as they've been. And again, they won 100 games. But if you can make it to a point where it's like the AL East, right, where you got a couple of teams, like, obviously the Braves just got eliminated, but you could have argued that the 2 best teams in the American League were in the AL East. And if we can make that the case for the NL and the NL West, that's going to be a great situation to be in.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Game 1 of the NLDS is slated to start tomorrow with a 6:20 first pitch here locally. All games will be available on TBS, which is going to be great because we can watch them. We've got Clayton Kershaw versus Merrill Kelly. I need a prediction, Sean. Who wins game 1? Give me the D-backs. No hesitation. Sorry. Not sorry.
I think the Los Angeles Dodgers do. But I think this is. I think if you think the Diamondbacks are going to come in and sweep this series,
no, they're not going to sweep.
You're lying to yourself. And I think this is like, it's a guy who struggled against his franchise on the road. Like if there was against their best pitcher,
there's
like if
never
there was,
a time to turn it around.
yeah,
It's now.
but if there was a game that the Diamondbacks were going to lose in this series, like this is the one. I mean, it's also maybe the Brandon Pfaadt
I disagree.
one, but, I think I think the Diamondbacks can win the series, but I think this is probably the one that they lose. Then Zach comes in and they flip home field advantage, and then you get a similar game to game 1 and game 3, and then all of a sudden you look, the Diamondbacks are up 2-1, trying to close it out at home with Merrill Kelly back on the mound, then with an opportunity to exercise his demons from not only his whole career, but game 1. And I'm writing the story. I'm writing it. Book it.
Snakes in 4.
Snakes in 4.
Snakes in 4.
Reverse sweep. They'll lose 1 and then win 3 straight.
Snakes in 4. Fire me up.
I'm not
Honestly,
putting up my fingers, but snakes in 4.
I wouldn't mind that because we get 2 home games, right?
Yeah.
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 So I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. I think
they win. I think they win tonight. Or sorry, I think they win tomorrow and they lose game 2, and then they win in 4. In general, that is my series prediction for you.
Yeah, and I mean, BC saying you're not beating Kershaw and Miller, like that's the one thing, and a point that Chris made before the show is that like this team for some reason just struggles against like the middle of rotation guys, and so like the Miller one definitely scares me. If they don't beat Lance Lynn's ass, if they have to play him, I'm going to be pissed because Lance Lynn's not good. He's like the one guy that they acquired who just is not like invincible like most Dodgers. He's not great, but. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for the Diamondbacks, but I don't think it's going to be easy for the Dodgers. Like I think it's going to be a challenge both ways.
Like Chris said,
it's also the playoffs, man.
History can't repeat itself for forever. He is going to beat the Dodgers at some point, and why not tomorrow?
Why not?
Why not tomorrow?
Anything's
why
possible
not us?
again.
Create chaos, baby. I'm just so excited that we're talking about playoff baseball.
And we want to talk about people owning people. Go look up Christian Walker's numbers against the guy you're throwing out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Ketel,
that.
Marte, and then go. Marte's like 11 for 42. He's
against Kershaw
with like 2 or 3 home runs.
Like,
yeah,
4 batters on our roster have Clayton Kershaw's number, my guy.
But I mean, Christian Walker specifically,
yeah.
he owns.
Corbin Carroll too.
Yeah,
so,
he's got 2 or 3 home runs off him in his career, which is crazy.
You're gonna have to knock that confidence down a couple notches because listen, this is where I'm gonna get on my soapbox. The Los Angeles Dodgers, they can suck it. Okay, they have unlimited money, unlimited resources. And I'm tired of watching them underperform for what they have available to them. And if anybody is going to take advantage of that, it is going to be the Arizona Diamondbacks. So Clayton Kershaw, who is a chronic choker, can shove it. You and your Mickey Mouse organization ring
I think we don't want him to
shove it. And the Diamondbacks are going to come and they're going to fuck shit up. And if you are taking advantage or thinking that the Diamondbacks aren't going to do that, you're going to get a nice dose of reality in this playoff series. And the entire state of California can suck it.
Whatever.
Listen, and I don't care if I'm delusional.
There's a reason there's a bar. There's a reason there's a bar in the middle of the screen. Do not associate me with her.
I might be delusional, but you know what? I would rather be as jazzed up as I am right now about these Arizona Diamondbacks than down and out like Mr. Negativity over here.
Have you not listened to jack shit I've been saying? I've been saying this whole time that the Diamondbacks have a chance.
You
and,
and your shitty fan base can suck it. The Diamondbacks are here.
Read an ad, Mac.
Look it, everyone's excited about it except for you. I don't care if you screen record this and get receipts. Tweet at me all day long. I hate the Los Angeles Dodgers. Your organization pisses me off to no end. It is going to be us swimming in our own pool this year. Mark my words. Don't you even come close to our pool, damn it. I don't have to get the bullpen cart ready anymore. Because I trust the bullpen. I'm going to promote myself to security detail and I'm going to be standing out by the pool and I'm going to make sure the Dodgers don't get anywhere near the pool at Chase Field. Everyone is so... I don't care. I'm delusional. It's fine. This is the energy that the Diamondbacks need. I'm manifesting it for them. I'm going to be the morale provider for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Everybody likes it except for you guys. Everyone in the comments is fired up. It's fine. It's great. You know what else is great? Game time. Game time is the best.
Finally, you're saying some shit that makes sense.
Everything that I've said has made sense. You just disagree because you are negative.
I'm not negative. I'm based in fucking reality. You're talking about a team that won 100 games.
I don't care. I don't care.
I fuck with that.
I do not care. They haven't won an actual World Series ring this decade.
Oh, yeah. Compared to all the rings that the Diamondbacks have won.
I don't care. They have. I don't care. I don't care.
Clearly.
David and Goliath. I don't care. I have so much faith in the Diamondbacks. I don't care.
Listen,
this is
I got
not
faith
going to be
too,
an easy
but it's
series.
not blind. You're talking like it's going to be an easy series. Like
No, I'm
that's
not.
my. Yes, you
It's
are.
not gonna be
You're
easy.
talking like the
The
franchise is a
Diamondbacks are
complete
going to
fucking
win.
joke.
It's not going to be easy. Okay, I just like to shit on the Dodgers. Sue me. Sorry. I don't like that organization. Okay.
Game time.
Game time.
Use code PHNX, get $20 off your first purchase. Which you can use to
Listen.
go to the NLCS.
You can no the
DS.
NLDS. What?
I mean, maybe the NLCS. We don't know.
The NLDS is here, and Game 3 is going to be at Chase Field, and our game time game of the week is NLDS Game 3.
It's the fucking yards.
Listen to me right now. Listen to me. If you have heard nothing on this podcast, I need you to go to Game Time right now.
It's the
I'm not even
yards.
kidding you right now, and go get tickets to the NLDS if you do not have them, because I swear on all things holy and mother, if you do not get a ticket and put your butt in the seat and cheer for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I have to hear
Dodgers
"Let's Go
fan will,
Dodgers"
yeah.
in Chase Field, I am going to sue. Go get tickets. Go show up for the
Saying
Diamondbacks.
shit that
Get
doesn't
your
make sense
butt
now.
in a seat with your D-backs jersey on. Get a shirt. I don't care. Get there. Get to Chase Field and cheer for the Diamondbacks, you guys. I will not stand for Dodgers fans in Chase Field, point blank, period. They can have a little section behind Dodgers dugout. That is it. The rest of Chase Field is going to be Diamondbacks fans. Go to Game Time. Get your tickets. There were tickets for as low as $54 on Game Time
that's
right now.
crazy to me. It's the Yoffs, dog.
It's the
That's
Yoffs.
the Yoffs.
And you can go to the NLDS for $50. Jacob, can you please put that back on the screen? Because I am shook that you can go to the NLDS for $54. Are
Butts
you
in
kidding me?
seats. Derek said it in the chat, Mr. Mayor, and it's a mayoral decree. We got to do our part. Because like I said, Dodgers fans will fill those seats if you don't. And I've already been talking shit to some Dodgers fans because they think they're about to come in here and take it over.
I just lit
It's
the
not-
state of California on fire.
It's not going to be, well, they can't. They've dealt with too many. Listen, Arizona's not like that much different. But yeah, it's the fucking Yoffs, dog. Let's get loud. Let's get...
Go buy a ticket.
Make it a
Go
D-backs
put your
atmosphere.
butt in the seat. It's Saturday. You have nothing better to do. I promise you. Go to this game. Show the Dodgers who's boss. Drown out all the "Let's Go LA" chants with "Beat LA"
LA,
chants.
yup.
Because we are going to what? Hashtag Beat LA. I swear on all things holy. And you can do it with Game Time. If you use promo code PHNX after you download the app, you'll get $20 off your first order. So basically, you can go to the NLDS for like $30. And if you don't do it, I'm going to be very mad at you. I will come find you. Actually, I will personally come yell at you if you do not go to this playoff game. I will find where you live.
Scary.
All right. We've got a couple of super chats to get to, which is amazing. Thank you so much for the super chats. Be calm, see clearly said. I need to be calm and see clearly.
Yeah, you do.
BLA, please. BLA. BLA. BLA.
Fun fact, the first time I was ever in Arizona, I came for an entire series between the Diamondbacks and the Los Angeles Dodgers, and I got a shirt that said Beat LA.
How'd that
I
go?
love that for you.
Not good. Really bad, actually.
Listen, you guys.
But
if
that
I-
was like the Adam Jones, Tim LaCastro Diamondbacks, not your today's Diamondbacks.
If I have to eat my words, I will. But for right now, I'm going to live in my Delulu land, and it's going to be fine because I would rather have the energy that I have and manifest this type of performance for the Diamondbacks than be little negative Nancy over here, okay? So
Okay,
if I
well,
have to eat my
manifestation
words,
is not a real thing.
I will
and
admit that
also,
I'm wrong.
I'm not being negative. I have said repeatedly that I see a path for the Diamondbacks to win this series. I've said it repeatedly. I've been nothing but positive, but I've also been realistic, saying that it's going to be hard. The Dodgers are a very good team, and they've done way more for all the shit we want to talk about them choking. They've done way more in the postseason than the Diamondbacks have done in the last 20 years.
oh my God.
So,
All right.
like, we gotta
enough
acknowledge
pro
that.
Dodgers. I've had it.
I've had it. Clearly.
Also want to give a shout out to Spaghetti Shack. They are the most delicious spaghetti restaurant in the state of Arizona. I don't know if there's many.
Why are you laughing like that?
But Spaghetti Shack is the best.
Their Italian sauce is bomb. And
Bomb.
I love Italian sauce.
Absolutely bomb. They are here to provide quality food at affordable prices. Their garlic bread slaps, spaghetti slaps, meatball slaps, Italian sausage slaps.
Garlic bread? You say garlic bread?
I did. Because you say it again, though, because it was really good.
Slaps.
Garlic bread slabs.
True.
If you're hungry and you are in the mood for some spaghetti, head to any of their locations in the Valley. Enjoy delicious spaghetti, meatballs, and more at any of their 4 AZ locations. Learn more at thespaghettishack.com. Oh, I got a lot of adrenaline running in my body. I feel like I could run through a wall.
I have a feeling our next topic might bring you back down to earth a little bit.
Fine. I guess we can talk about the Arizona Cardinals. Just kidding. I'm actually enjoying talking about the Arizona Cardinals.
I mean, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
More fun than just like the
better
Diamondbacks. Well, not just like the Diamondbacks, but similar to the Diamondbacks.
Similar.
Way better than I expected it to be.
Way better than I expected to be. They did lose to the 49ers last week, but it wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean,
but
homeboy got put on a poster by Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, but they didn't get shut out is what I'm trying to say. They scored points. Which against the third best
bar?
defense. Yes.
I guess so.
Yes,
yeah.
that is the bar, Sean. The bar is scoring points. Are you kidding me?
That's completely fair, honestly.
Have you seen the Arizona Cardinals roster?
I mean, okay, don't do that. Like
the bar is scoring points.
I mean, they
especially when you're playing the San Francisco 49ers, who's arguably one of the best teams in the NFL.
I'm giving you a hard time.
Has one of the best offenses, third best defense in the league.
No. Like I don't necessarily think the bar was scoring points, but like scoring 16 is like that way more than I think you could have reasonably expected for sure against the defense. No, I agree with you. I'm just giving you a hard time. Like yeah. And again, that's the story of this season for the Cardinals is that they are just way better than anyone expected them to be.
And the Bengals, who they're going to play, are way worse. But yeah.
Oh yeah, way worse than the 49ers. So as far as this week is concerned, it's a whole different story. But yeah, I mean, listen, they were never going to beat the Arizona. They're the San Francisco 49ers.
No.
The San Francisco 49ers is a good chance they're going to be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl, at the very least the NFC Championship.
Yes.
That team is good on both sides of the ball, well coached. Like it's that was always going to happen. But again, kind of like you were saying, like for the Cardinals to look competent against this team, and especially after week 1 where the offense looked and I mean I know they scored the same number of points, but like the offense just looked dreadful against a significantly worse Washington Commanders team. Like for them to show that they are again not a complete joke, that they when you consider when all things are considered, right? The fact that they're playing with a backup quarterback, a rookie right tackle, their number 2 receiver is a rookie, or one of their starting receivers. I guess I don't really know how you want to rank Michael Wilson, but
their rookie right tackle is pretty elite.
Oh,
he's really good.
Top 10 pick for a reason. Yeah,
really good.
But then you look at what this team is like. Obviously, you say it every week. Kyle's going to come back eventually. Mm-hmm. They're getting their 2nd round or 3rd round draft pick in Garrett Williams out of anybody.
Not Syracuse.
Anybody? Syracuse University. Yep, Syracuse University defensive back. And he was really good before he obviously tore his ACL to end his college career. So the team's getting better too. Like not just from they're playing more football and getting more comfortable, but the roster is going to get better as the year goes on. And like you said, the team they got coming up this week, not nearly as good as the team they played last week. And so I think each week, even though this week was worse than the week prior in a lot of ways, I think each week has given you a reason to believe more and more in this team.
You know what last week was?
What's that?
Michael Wilson.
Yeah.
You see these are my poker chips right here, okay? Just imagine like a big stack of poker chips.
All in.
All in.
And I mean, that's
all in on Michael Wilson.
That's a drum that the PHNX Cardinals guys have been banging all training
camp. If there is any stock associated with Michael Wilson, I am buying all of it.
And and that's what, getting back to the Garrett Williams thing too, I know it's a very limited sample size, but Monty Ossenfort in this front office, they kicked ass in the draft.
Yeah, they did.
They really did.
Very rare. It was not something we've said very often because the last couple of drafts, they have not done that.
With Garrett Williams, it's a guy who would have been drafted higher if it had not been for his senior season ending with an ACL tear. You're seeing these rookies ball. You saw it with Garrett Wilson. You've seen it with Paris Johnson Jr. I think you'll see it with Garrett Williams. I mean, hold on now. Like
Hold
this,
on now.
This team clearly is I think better than anyone expected them to be at this point. And a large reason for that is guys that are young and are going to be a part of the future, which is really encouraging because I think, you know, it was, again, something the PHNX Cardinals guys said a lot in the offseason is like, this is going to be a tough season.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to lose a lot of games, a lot more than they are going to win. But you're just looking for things that are going to get you excited. Reason to believe that the franchise is moving in the right direction. And you've had that in abundance so far since Monty Ossenfort and Jonathan Gannon have taken over.
Yeah.
It's just reasons to believe that this franchise is actually doing the right things and moving in the right direction.
Yeah. I, like you said, there's always a reason to watch a Cardinals game. Like they just continually do stuff that you're not expecting them to do. It's not terrible to watch them play, which is great because I did not think I was going to be saying that at this point.
And the roster was better, but it was not fun to watch Cardinals football at the end of last year with a better roster. So like it's not, obviously the roster is not what it's always about, but like, but yeah, again, I think with the regime change, you were just looking for positive signs, and you've gotten that in abundance so far this year.
Yeah, Michael Wilson balled out last game. He was a 3rd round draft pick, which is kind of crazy. I would have had him going higher.
Monty showing out in the draft.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always something to look for, which is awesome.
There's not something you could say, again, about the last regime.
No, you could not. They are taking on the Cincinnati Bengals at home on Sunday. They are both teams are 1-3 right now. I think it's pretty fair to say that the Cardinals are overperforming and the Bengals are
I was going to say,
vastly,
only one of those teams was expected to be 1-3.
Vastly underperforming.
Yep.
Joe Burrow is the highest paid player in the NFL, and he has not earned any part of that contract so far this season.
So far this year.
I know that he's dealing with a little bit of a knee problem, right?
Calf,
something
issue,
leg, lower leg injury, which sucks. But wow, the Bengals have
the Cardinals.
I have him and Josh Dobbs on my fantasy team. I'll let you two take the guess as to who I'm starting this week.
I would start Josh
Dobbs. I mean, of course, that's going to be the week that Joe Burrow
comes
figures
down
it
to,
out.
and Dobbs comes down to earth.
Like, if you're a Bengals fan, you're totally looking at this being the week they're like, okay, we're figuring this shit out this week. But if you're the Cardinals, you're like, look, this is another team that we could that
beat.
No one's expecting us to beat, but is clearly not, like, clearly has weaknesses that we could clearly exploit. And so, listen, I would not be surprised. This team should not be 1-3. They should have beaten the Commanders. They could have. I'm not going to say they should have because they didn't. But they could have beaten the Commanders. They could have beaten the Giants. They're better than what the record says. And
we could be looking at a 3-1 team right now.
Yeah, and I
realistically,
think you look at the Bengals, 3-point favorites over the Cardinals. You can get the Cardinals at plus 135. I think the Cardinals beat the Cincinnati Bengals.
I agree with you. Joe Burrow has already deemed this a must-win game for the Bengals because I think he is feeling the pressure of the entire state of Ohio.
The whole team's got to be. I mean, this is a team that has made deep playoff runs the last 2 years. There's obviously the Super Bowl recently. Like, they have dreams of not just making the playoffs and winning games, of winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Starting 1-3 is not the way to do that.
No. So far this season, Josh Dobbs has completed 71% of his passes for 682 yards, 4 touchdowns, not a single interception, and a 106.1 passer rating over the past 3 games. If you would have told me that was going to be Josh Dobbs' stat line for the NFL, I would have told you were on crack.
Yeah, I don't think anyone. I mean, obviously, this was a coaching staff that was very high on him and has kind of had their eye on him for a while, but. Yeah, there was no way to reasonably expect that he was going to perform like this. Shout out to Drew
Petzing, by the way, OC for that connection.
The coordinators have been kicking ass.
Jonathan Gannon has been kicking ass.
Yeah, the whole coaching staff. I mean, the whole regime they're all kicking ass.
It is
the whole team,
vastly noticeable the difference between the staff this year and last year.
Yeah, it is
vastly. Also, attitude, it's just all different. Which I love to see because they needed an overhaul.
Yeah.
So yes, Jacob, I would start Josh Dobbs as my fantasy quarterback over Joe Burrow this week. Another thing to keep an eye on, which is just a fun little tidbit, is the amazing right tackle we were referencing earlier is
PJJ.
playing his hometown team. He played high school ball in Cincinnati before he went to Ohio State.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun little thing to.
His high school highlights were crazy.
Insane.
Was he ever?
You remember the highlight of the kid that loses his helmet but just continues to block it? That's him.
Was he on the same team as Joe Burrow at any point? I don't know if there was a crossover there at all. I don't know if
I'd have to look.
Probably not. I feel like there might have been too many years in between them, but I'm not sure. But obviously, Joe Burrow was at Ohio State before LSU, and Paris Johnson went to Ohio State. But
there we go.
Yeah, I never even thought about that.
Different high schools.
No, I meant in college. Were they ever on the same team? But I don't know. But regardless, yeah, I never really had thought about him. Kind of not a homecoming necessarily, but a team that he's definitely got a little bit of a different relationship with than the other teams in the NFL.
Fun little thing to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
also, expect another Michael Wilson game potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be at a certain point. You should always be expecting big Michael Wilson games, especially once Kyler comes back. Like he's going to be, I think, an important piece of this offense for a few years.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're going to Josh, LOL, too many J names. James Conner it for a good part of this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's he's the best player on this team right now. It's one of the best running backs in football, let alone best players in the Cardinals. So, like, yeah, I think that's going to be the key throughout the whole year is just kind of feeding James Conner the rock. But, of course, you can't do that without having a passing game that keeps the defense honest. So,
yes. Also, my final player to keep an eye on, Gardecki. Little Gardeck. I love Gardecki. I'm very sorry, Joe Burrow, that you have to stare down Gardeck this week because that's not going to be fun for you. That's going to suck.
Yeah, I mean, I know I was kind of joking about him. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but like legit Garrett Williams. Like, I'm very interested to see what he looks like. He was a very good player at Syracuse, drafted 72nd overall. So what, third round? Also, just like Michael Wilson. I just kind of see if they have another, like if they've hit again in the draft, if they have another big piece that's going to be a part of their future. Again, a lot to be excited about with Arizona Cardinals football, which I didn't necessarily expect to be the case.
I'm assuming we're both predicting a Cardinals win.
Yeah.
You want to give me a score?
24-21, Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, win by a field goal.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go 28-13.
Damn. No faith in that offense.
No.
But I can't necessarily say I blame you.
None whatsoever. But I will be watching, and I hope you all are watching too. I might even go to the game.
Yeah, I was honestly thinking about it too.
I'm sure you can also get tickets on Game Time for dirt cheap.
Oh my god! Yeah, if you're getting playoff baseball tickets for dirt cheap on Game Time, you're
definitely getting Cardinals,
regular season Cardinals tickets.
Yeah, so go check out Game Time. I also will be relaxing this weekend with a nice little bag of OGs because they have their multi-flavor bags out now, which comprises of the fruits and the creams, which are just elite gummies. They're the best gummies in Arizona because they're made right here in Arizona, scratch made for your eating pleasure.
Yeah. Wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else, and then it was just very, very inappropriate. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to divert this.
Okay. Check out $16, by the way.
What?
The Cardinals game, $16 you can go.
You can go to the Cardinals game for $16 on Game Time. That's wild. Pick up a bag of OGs this weekend. Head to your local dispensary. They're the best gummies, like I said. They are so good, and it's a nice way to hang out. Check out our friends at OG's Brands for yourself and try one or a few of their many delicious flavors. Check them out across all socials at OG's Brands and online at ogsbrands.com. To find them at a local dispensary near you, you must be 21 years or older to enjoy responsibly. I am also going to be drinking many a Four Peaks this weekend because we've got ASU versus Colorado. Yep. We've got D-backs NLDS. We've got Cardinals at home. Your girl is going to be hammering. Suns preseason.
Coyotes down in Tucson.
I am going to be consuming a lot of Four Peaks responsibly.
6 shows in 5 locations in a matter of 3 hours.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Wildcats
God
is out
bless
in LA.
our producers.
Rising is live Saturday night from the Phoenix Rising Stadium. We ball out here at PHNX.
Yeah, we got lots of good stuff coming your way. So make sure you lock it down. Go sign up to be a diehard right now. You got the best content possible coming your way. Access to the members only Discord, which was popping when the D-backs won against the Brewers. It was crazy in there, but the Suns chat's going off all the time. So head on over to be a diehard right now. You don't want to miss out. We are starting our events again. We're going to do a Suns takeover coming soon. We've got a tea party coming soon. And if you're a diehard, you get discounts on all of those tickets as well as merch. Pick up our new WAGON t-shirt while you're there. It is beautiful, by the way.
If you're signing up to become a diehard, choose it as your free shirt.
Yeah. The drummer from Jimmy Eat World was rocking it. Shout out to Zach Lind, which is awesome. So you can match the drummer from Jimmy Eat World. Like, hello, so sick. But Also enjoy some Four Peaks while you're out and about enjoying all of the sports in the Valley this weekend. My favorite is the Hazy IPA, but if you're not an IPA person, which you should be, and you're weird if you're not,
Agreed.
They've got lots of other great selections of beer, including Kilt Lifter, which is the perfect tailgate beer. It is also fall season, which all the basic white girls are loving, including me. And their pumpkin porter beer is here.
Yeah.
Pick up some pumpkin porter. It is delicious.
We got some in the fridge. Might have to enjoy.
Yes. Nutmeg, allspice, toasted pie crust. Oh my God, so good. It is back on the shelves and in draft lines throughout the Valley.
Jacob knows what the real vibe is, though.
The French onion soup.
French onion soup, dog.
Yeah.
8th Street Pub in Tempe.
Yeah, I'm going to have to stop by that this weekend. Visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite brewery tours and events. The Oktoberfest and Honda Brewery tours are right around the corner. Check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub on Instagram to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. You must be 21 years or older to drink Four Peaks. Please drink responsibly. Before we go, couple things. Mostly Deion Sanders and crew in town this weekend to take on the Arizona State Sun Devils. Shador Sanders, Deion Sanders. It's going to be an electric game.
Yeah. Sell out at Mountain America Stadium. We got the DNVR game. Buffs crew down here.
DNVR Buffs is here.
It's going to be an electric factory in Tempe.
It's going to be a good game. I'm actually thinking it's going to be a really, really good game. Are you nervous for the Sun Devils?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not, because I'm delusional.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, look,
I'm only what they can call me delusional.
I just agreed with you. I mean, the Bucks have a one hell of an offense. That's the fact of the matter. But their defense is trash. So it's
true.
Another one of those games. But I mean, as far as ASU is concerned, their offense has kind of been trash, and their defense has been really good. So it's one of those games you really have no idea how it's going to go. You haven't really. I was gonna say you've seen both teams be really good and really bad. You haven't necessarily seen ASU be really good, but I think they're capable of it. But you've definitely seen Colorado be really good and really bad, like they were against Oregon. So again, I think anything's possible.
Anything is possible. That is for sure. It's gonna be cool to see Deion on the sidelines of Sun Devils. Like so weird.
I want to see him do that walk that he does with his son.
Yeah,
or, I guess,
just the concept of seeing Deion Sanders in Sun Devil Stadium is just bizarre to me for whatever reason. But I'm kind of excited for it. It's gonna be a great game. We're going to be at Legal Pete's on Mill an hour and a half before kickoff, hanging out. We're also going to do a post-game show live from Illegal Pete's. So if you're in Tempe, come stop by Illegal Pete's. Come say hey. All the PHNX peeps are going to be there. Sean,
good spot to watch a game
me.
too if you don't have a ticket.
Yeah, great spot to watch the game if you don't have a ticket. The Mill scene is very fun. If you happen to be a Colorado fan, they are also doing a tailgate at Fat Tuesday. So you can just mingle with the enemy if that is something you enjoy. I can't relate, but whatever. It's going to be fun down on Mill. The last thing we have for you before we go. I'm not going to cry. This is Sean DePaz's last show on TPSP. We cannot disclose what is coming for Sean. It is very exciting, however. He is not going far. That's all I'm going to say. He just will not be in Phoenix and will not be doing the show with me, which I am very sad about. But a lot of exciting things happening, especially for Sean, which he is so deserved of. I'm so excited for him and this opportunity. I can't tell you what it is, but all I say is he's not going far.
I'm staying in the family.
He's staying in the family. That's all we're gonna say.
We'll have more news for you soon for sure.
We'll have some exciting announcements coming very shortly for the fam, the All City fam. I just want to say, Sean, oh God. Can do it.
You better not fucking cry right now, Michaela.
I've had the absolute best time in the world hosting the show with you. You came in and absolutely owned that co-host seat. I could not have asked for a better co-host. You bring so much joy to my life and hopefully to all of our listeners as well. You have just been an all-time co-host. You're not replaceable for sure. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm so grateful for all the time and the energy that you've invested into this podcast with me. I could not have asked for a better co-host. I'm so excited for you. And I'm so thankful that we got to host this show together because you're going to be a star. And I am so grateful to have been a part of your journey. So thank you for everything, Sean. TPSP literally would not be the same without you. I can't believe I'm saying all of these nice things in public.
on video, nonetheless.
I know you're going to record this and never hold it against me. But seriously, though, thank you, Sean. I appreciate you so much. It has been awesome hosting this podcast with you, and I'm very excited for you.
Thank you, Mac. I'm very excited for the opportunity. this was fun. I mean, it's nice being able to get on every Friday and get with the TBSP family and talk about all of Arizona sports. Obviously, I'm on D-backs and Sun Devils, so I talk about them a little bit, but getting to talk about the whole valley and being a part of the PHNX family has been like awesome. It's really been one of the best experiences of my life. So I definitely excited about what I got coming forward, but I'm gonna miss sitting in the seat with you every Friday, Mac.
Yeah, you'll miss my delusional rants and me not knowing how to work an antenna TV or how time zones work or any of that. On to bigger and better things. I can't imagine having to deal with me every week, but you do it so well.
I appreciate that.
That is all we've got for you. To our TPSP family, thank you so much for being amazing. We have made a wonderful family. I feel like we're mom and dad.
A little bit.
We're getting like a divorce. This is weird. I don't like this.
It's more of like a mutual separation.
We love our TPS family. You know who you are. Chris, Charles, Elizabeth, CWP. All of you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Ted Offensive, everyone else in the comments, Max, even you, BC, thank you for watching and for boosting our numbers. Go D-backs. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Make sure to go to the NLDS when you can. The Cardinals game. Come to Mill. Do all the things. I don't want to say goodbye because this is the last one. All right. We'll leave you on this note. The D-backs. Wagon!
We all silly like the mayor.